I'm here.
Okay. It's prepping to fill out a stream.
I'm here.
Okay. It's prepping to fill out a stream. You keep talking?
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay.
All right.
Let's make this quick, man.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are
I'm here.
back here on Sports Serve Neat. You keep talking?
I'm here.
We're good. All right. All I need to do
Okay.
is mute that. Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we are back here on Sports Serve Neat, broadcasting live on my YouTube page and through Zoom. I'm here with my tag team partner, Marshawn Powers.
They can finally hear me, man.
I
I
can
can
finally
speak.
hear you. You
Yeah.
know what, Boston? Oh, goodness gracious. We got it. So, quick thing like this. People didn't hear what was going on earlier. What have you been doing this morning in your lovely quarantine time here?
Nothing really. I woke up. I watched the football life of the great Terrell Owens, and
Yo,
they made him see how selfish he was. And after that, I started watching NCIS. I got caught up on. I tried to get caught up on as much NCIS as I could. But I just been chilling, man, and figure we got to finish this episode, so get it knocked out of the way, and then probably watch some more TV and do some homework later. So just a chill day for me.
quick question: have you watched Tiger King yet?
No, I haven't, but I'm gonna watch it. I
It's on
watched I did watch the Chris Benoit part 2. Man, how he almost destroyed the WWE. That was
basically, yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I watched that last night. So that was pretty deep, man. And how the WWE didn't really like provide any uh custom empathy for his I was sorry, I say customer service. Didn't provide didn't,
Yeah,
didn't
basically,
provide any empathy towards his her sister and his son.
his oldest son, yeah.
Yeah, at all, and kind of left a sour taste in David's mouth. So
Well,
it was a deep story, man.
you know that scene at the end where they're in the crowd watching wrestling.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know they're not at the WWE, right? They're at AEW in that show.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I could tell. I could tell.
yeah,
I could
because
tell.
people are actually excited to see that to be there. I was kidding. Bye, kid. Yeah, that was really crazy, and the fact that how like Jericho, Malenko, and Shabito, they were all still part of his life growing up, which is cool.
Hmm.
They were Benoit's best friends, his family, La Familia. Um, and the fact that they kept in touch, that was cool. That was good to hear. The fact that how WWE's Vince McMahon, his independent contractors, clause when it comes to they're really independent contractors. They can't go anywhere else and work. Like you sign a contract with WWE, you can't work in any other federation, any other company. So they're
Really? I
independent
didn't know that.
contractors. Yeah, yeah. Because you look at, for example, I know we're getting off topic here. We look at how AEW, a lot of their guys wrestle other companies. Like Kenny Omega is a champion in Mexico. Lucha Brothers wrestle in Mexico as well. A lot of guys do like Japan, Mexico, Europe. So they're all over the place. So they're actually allowed to be truly independent contractors, like a plumber or electrician. If they're considered independent contractors, but they can go and fix the electricity at every house, not just one
Yeah,
house only.
yeah.
If they go anywhere else and get sued,
Hmm.
so or for non-compete. All right, so overall impression of the Chris Benoit story. What did you think of it as a documentary? Was it well written? Was it well directed? It was great cinematography, all that good stuff.
I answered one of my questions. Will he ever get inducted into the Hall of Fame? And yeah,
No,
it doesn't look like that's ever gonna happen.
no, and I
Yeah.
don't think it should happen because number one, I mean,
It
just look
was
at
it was a little gruesome, man. The stories, like I
yeah.
don't know, I don't know, like how are you able to just pinpoint like exactly like minute for minute what happened? Like first he did this to her, like did he stabbed her in the back or something? Like
Yeah, and then well, they were having apparently we were having issues because
then he
concussions and roid
yeah.
rage combination
Then
of
he
both
gave
of
he gave his son, he gave the baby boy oxycodone, got
yeah
him high.
Yeah.
and then killed smuggled him, and then he put a Bible next to him. Like that was just
Mhm.
bone chilling. Like Chris Benoit he was pretty messed up, man. And then you sit back and you think about it. It's like, man, all them swan dives, all those chair shots to the head. You figure back then, they were, no, they weren't faking chair shots back then. They were literally,
You can't take a chair shot. There's
yeah,
no fake that chair shot. You either put your hand up to block it, like you always see Triple H take a chair shot. You always do this, or you see the Rock do that. But a lot of people just like take a straight shot to the head, like boom, and you can't fake that. The chair is real. Those are real chair shots. So, and back then they would do anything to get themselves on TV. Instead of getting exposed. So they also came up through ECW too. So I mean that's in Japan. So that's a lot more physical form of professional wrestling than what the WWE does when it comes to like, I'm this big 300-pound man who just win,
absolutely, yeah.
brother. So, all right. So I said it's a great documentary. The next one, by the way, is on New Jack. I don't even remember who New Jack is.
No, I
He
don't.
was a wrestler from ECW, and I would suggest go Google a little about New Jack first, and then I'll come back and tell you a little bit more about who he was.
Cool. I'll do that for sure.
New Jack was
No
he
psycho.
was the character, basically. What I'm trying to say, he was his character. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we will get back to the original topic, which is the greatest sports movie of all time.
Yo, I was listening to some of your suggestions earlier, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to disagree with a few. Like you picked Mighty Ducks over Friday Night Lights. How?
Yes, I did.
How?
Well, if you look at, well, first of all, hockey doesn't get much representation in this list.
Okay.
Miracle, which is one of the best movies of all time. That's why that's a one seed.
I get it, but that's a disrespect to Booby Miles.
It's true, but this is what I was trying to do when I was building this bracket. I was trying to make it as fair as possible.
Right.
So I almost ended up. I originally had Remember the Titans versus not Remember the Titans. I'm sorry. I had what's the movie? I'm lost my train of thought. Where was I? Oh, the movie had in the Midwest bracket, which is basically the civil rights movie, which was was it that one? No, was it? It was Remember the Titans versus Glory Road, and then it's like that was like the toughest. Like, well, which civil rights movie is more important? But gotcha, I understand about the disrespect to Coach Boone, but I think Friday Night Lights was just.
They made a show after, man.
They also made 4 Duck sequels.
They made it. Hey, how long did Friday Night Lights on NBC go for? At least a while.
Like 6-7 years, I think, maybe.
Yeah, at least a while. Come on now. It's just as I would have went. I lived in Odessa, so shout out to Permian High School. So I get it. I'm always gonna go with Friday Night Lights. But I mean,
what other issues you have with my picks so far?
I think that was it. Mm-hmm. I agree with you on the wrestler and bending like Beckham. I mean, was it like bending like Beckham was really anything? No, everything else pretty much was a-okay. I was shaking my head every time I seen one. I was like, okay, I can agree. Okay. But then when it got to the Friday Night Lights one, I was like, I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that.
Well, I think for me, Friday Night Lights, it's more of a nostalgia.
Okay.
I think nostalgia adds too much.
It's cool. I like D3. D3 was one of my favorite ones.
D3 for the playing Iceland in the World Cup.
Yeah.
But like I said, D1 though, I mean, the Oreo line, it's the Triple D, Gordon Bombay, Charlie. Come on now.
Alrighty, so we're on to the Sweet 16 now.
We're trying to make it down to Sweet 16, and we're going to probably, if we can probably get to the Final Four by the end of the show, that is going to be our goal.
Okay.
So we can go back to the Eastern bracket to discuss what we have here. Like I said, a quick recap for everybody who has just tuned in. Rocky versus the 1 seed Rocky versus the 9 seed Dodgeball. The 12th seed Sandlot versus the 4th seed $1 Million Baby. The 11th seed Program versus the 3rd seed League of Their Own. The 7th seed Creed 1 versus the 2nd seed Hoop Dreams. Okay. Marshawn, I'll let you take it over since you were absent in the first half of the show.
Okay.
What are you looking at here when it comes to the matchups between these 8 teams here?
I'm looking at how many sequels came behind it. I'm looking at the impact it had on society in as whole. I'm looking at just the overall plot. Like, did the overall plot make sense? What did you think about it? How did you feel about the plot? Because it's something you can watch multiple times. That being said, Rocky took over Dodgeball.
Yeah, Rocky's a cultural, it's pop culture. You know, I mean, everyone knows Dodgeball, but not as many people know Dodgeball than know Rocky. Right? I used this argument earlier in one matchup. It's like, if you ask the average person on the street, have you seen this movie or this movie? You say Rocky or Dodgeball. I would say 8 times out of 10 people will say yes to Rocky, and maybe 2 times out of 10 people say yes to Dodgeball.
Yeah. All right, so with this 12-4 matchup, we're gonna go for another. This is what's the Marymount, Loyola Marymount?
Yes.
What's the name of their the lady priest from Chicago?
Oh yeah.
Sister Joanne, sister something. But this is one of them runs because the Sandlot is going with another.
Oh, upset special, baby! The Sandlot, the 12 seed is up, taking out $1 million, baby. Yeah. Woo!
I'm taking the Sandlot.
You know what? I'm taking the Sandlot too because once again, nostalgia outweighs sometimes of your own real thoughts. So in the Sandlot, you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Come on now.
The Program versus League of Their Own. I'm gonna go with a League of Their Own, man.
Yeah, League of Their Own is a cultural establishment of movies when it comes to like everyone knows the line, there's no crying in baseball. You know that from A League of Their Own. So I agree with you there. I mean, the Program, definitely a little bit of nostalgia for me too, but since they both came out around the same time, the nostalgia level doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the Program had some great it's a great movie too. But I agree with you there. A League of Their Own is definitely advancing on.
And then
last in the East, Creed versus Hoop Dreams. Creed won that. Creed, hands down.
Creed, yeah.
Yeah, Creed. If you look at the matchups here, we might have a Rocky versus Rocky matchup in the finals of the Eastern bracket. That could be dangerous.
That could be dangerous, yeah.
All right. So recap the Eastern. We have in the Elite 8, we have Rocky, the Sandlot, A League of Their Own, and Creed 1. Let's move down to the Western bracket here on Sports Serve Neat, broadcasting on my gorgeous YouTube station. Subscribe. Click like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know the deal. All right. So, do you want to take this one again, Marshawn? We got
Any Given Sunday, Rocky 3.
This is a tough one here. This is the toughest one I think so far. I mean, Any Given Sunday is Willie beaming at the ladies, screaming, and then you have Rocky 3, which I'm watching right now on AMC, the rematch between Clubber Lang and Rocky.
I'm gonna go with Any Given Sunday, man. I'm gonna go with Any Given Sunday on this one.
I think so too. I love Rocky 3. I think it's probably the most underrated of all the Rockies. Yeah. But it had Hogan, Thunderlips. It had Mr. T.
Absolutely.
You know, Paulie, the drunk asshole he is, who's like, you never gave me a job. You never asked for a job.
All right, next up is Brian Song versus Major League. I mean, do I even really
you want to cry? Do you want to laugh?
Do I really need to say? You know, Joe Boo.
Up your butt, Joe Boo. Yeah, I feel like comedy sports movies are some of the best sports movies. The drama is great and all, but if you can make you laugh too. And the silliness of it reminds me, Major League reminds me of the silliness of being a team athletes, teams, atmosphere,
right,
pranks and jokes you play on each other, stuff like that. So that's what I love about that.
All right, next up is Caddyshack versus 42.
Yeah.
I really liked 42, but again, Caddyshack is just Caddyshack, So
you're gonna go fictional golf over the story of Jackie Robinson?
Yes.
Chadwick Boseman? Wakanda forever?
Yes.
No Wakanda? No Wakanda?
No, Caddyshack, bro. I'm going Caddyshack.
I can't argue there. I love Caddyshack. Hey, this kind of hat. You buy this kind of hat comes with a free bowl of soup. But it's good on you. Rodney Dangerfield, though, is you can't never you. Rodney Dangerfield was one of my favorite comedians of all time. No respect. No respect. How you doing?
Man.
And lastly, in the Western bracket, we have the Hurricane versus White Man Can't Jump.
This one's tough because I really like the Hurricane. I really like the Hurricane, but I mean, White Man Can't Jump is just a legend. It's a legendary movie. So, for White Man Can't Jump.
I feel, and I've noticed that when it comes to drama versus comedy, we go comedy over drama.
Mm-hmm.
A little tendency,
mm-hmm.
but you know. All right, so recap the West and their Elite Eight. We have Any Given Sunday. Sorry, in the Sweet 16, excuse me. We have Any Given Sunday, Major League, Caddyshack, and White Man Can't Jump that are in the Western semifinals. Moving over to the South region, I'm gonna hop on this one here.
All right, go ahead.
We have Bull Durham versus Rudy. Now Rudy is an 8 seed versus the 1 seed Bull Durham. I'm sorry, there's no contest here. Bull Durham, better overall movie, more quotable comedy. The cast, by the way, is ridiculous. Kevin Costner, Tim Robbins, Susan Sarandon, the guy who played Arliss. All these guys are in that movie. The cast is ridiculous. I mean,
that's a power movie, huh?
Yes, it's and plus those guys they're still all in the top of their game. Up next we have Love and Basketball and Rocky 2, which I just watched, like I said, an hour ago. All right, so how do you choose between these two movies?
I really like Love and Basketball. I really like Rocky,
I'm sorry. Rocky wins the title. Yo, Adrian! I did it! Come on, man. You can't. There's no better quotable line than that. Well, it's actually a lot of quotable lines also like that. But Rocky 2, we are going to have to keep rolling with that. Up next, the Mighty Ducks versus Jerry Maguire. I'll have one thing to say about this right now. Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Show me the money. Say it like you mean it, Jerry. I love black people. Show me the money. Okay, and lastly, in the South bracket, we have Remember the Titans versus the Wrestler. This little corner here in this bracket it was a little tough for me because the previous round I had Remember the Titans versus Corey Road, and that's like I said, two great movies about historical importance in the United States when it comes to racial relationships and through sports. But the Wrestler showed a really dark side of what happens to professional wrestlers when they are out of limelight. So, I need to figure out how to turn off my sounds without muting you. Can I hear you now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Marshawn?
I'm here.
Okay. All right. Say it again, Marshawn?
I'm here.
All right. Okay. So I can't mute that. Perfect. All right. So back to the choices here. So I'm going to have to go with Upset Special, baby.
Upset Special. Upset Avenue.
Like I said, Remember Titans was based off a local high school, T.C. Williams High School in Alexandria. I've been there. I didn't go there, but I've been past it, driven through
Alexandria, Virginia?
Yeah, right down the road, man.
Really?
That's where T.C. Williams High School is.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so recap the South. We have Bull Durham, Rocky 2, Jerry Maguire, and Remember the Titans. That is a 1, a 4, a 3, and the upset being the 7, advancing to the Sweet 16. And then now here in the Midwest bracket, we have Miracle versus Talladega Nights. If you ain't first, you're last. And unfortunately, Ricky Bobby, you're going to be last because USA. I mean, the story of Miracle, the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team, a bunch of amateur college guys defeating the big bad Russians. which is people always forget that was a semifinal matchup. They played Finland in the finals to win the gold medal, so people don't remember that part. The only thing about the part they remember is beating Russia in the semifinals. On a side note, I just noticed this trailer come out recently, Three from Hell, the sequel to House of 1,000 Corpses and Devil's Rejects, finally coming out. Finally. But I digress. I suggest you, if you have not seen it, the House of 1,000 Corpses or Devil's Rejects, you have not. I own both in DVDs, so next time I see you, I'll bring them. You get to watch them both.
Okay.
They might be on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu, whatever. But if they're not, I got both of those for you. All right, here we go. Up next, Hoosiers, the 5 seed, versus Field of Dreams, the 4 seed. These two movies were expected to advance to the next round. But when it comes to great sports movies, Hoosiers wins. Because what's the greatest underdog movies you've ever seen in your life? It's got to be Hoosiers.
Got to be Hoosiers.
Field of Dreams is great and all, but it's more about it's not the sport is the least of it. I think it's more about the relationship with his father, and if you build it, it will come. So we're going Hoosiers and Miracle advancing in that half of the bracket, and then on the bottom half we have the Bad News Bears, which were a 6 seed, versus Ali, a 3 seed. Ali, Boomba, Ali, Boomba, You know, the Rumble of the Jungle. You got the Quaker in Jamaica. You know, the Madison Square Garden against Joe Louis. You know, it's Ali. Spike Lee joint, hands down. You can't beat it. Love the Bad News Bears, but it's nowhere near the level of Ali.
Absolutely not. Ali is on a whole nother level. Will Smith did an amazing job with Ali. No, that's not even comparable.
Excellent. And lastly, the Karate Kid versus the Pride of the Yankees.
This is another not comparable, but this is your side.
Woo! I mean, Karate Kid is a 7 seed. Karate Kid is a 2 seed. Lou Gehrig was a Hall of Fame player, Hall of Fame person. Iron Man played 2,160 games in a row until Kyle Ripken broke it. Gary Cooper played Lou Gehrig, but however, wax on, wax off. Russo he's my hero. So Karate Kid 1 advances over Pride of the Yankees. So to recap what we have here on the other bracket, we have Bull Durham, the 1 seed versus Rocky 2, a 4 seed. Jerry Maguire, a 3 seed versus Remember the Titans, a 7 seed. A very balanced bracket. And then we have Miracle, a 1 seed versus Hoosiers, a 5 seed. Ali, a 3 versus the Karate Kid, a 7, which is almost similar to the top bracket. So we have about 13 minutes left in the show. So we're going to try to knock out this quick as possible to get down to at least the final 4. So Marshawn, would you like to take over on the South this time and pick from there? Or do you want to stick with the East and the
we can switch sides. I'll stay on this side. Alrighty. Okay. So starting with the South, we're going to go Maine. I've seen Bull Durham twice, but I've seen Rocky 2 twice as more. So we're gonna go. That's how you win again, right? Yeah. You got to keep going. You know, that's how you keep winning. That's what my guy used to say in Rocky 2. So I'm going Rocky 2.
Don't ring the bell. I'm stopping the fight, Rock. Don't ring it.
Don't ring it. Okay. All right, man. Jerry Maguire versus Remember the Titans. You know, I love Jerry Maguire. But what was the one part in Remember the Titans where something about popcorn chicken or something like that? It was like one scene and I can't remember. But I'm definitely going with Remember the Titans, man. Like, even though they didn't win, they were runner-ups at the end of the movie.
Strong side, left side, strong side, left side. What's up, sunshine? All right, and then we have in the Midwest, we have Miracle versus Hoosiers.
Man, this is tough.
This is like 2 most greatest underdog movies of all time.
Yeah. I've seen both. Multiple times. So I'm gonna go with Miracle just because, you know, I thought it was a more impactful movie. It was a more, you know, I like Miracle way a little bit more.
Okay, I definitely agree that they're a miracle. Plus, like I say, it's beat the big bad Russians during the height of the Cold War, and their sport, well, not especially Canada's sport, but they were second best in hockey at the time. And we were a bunch of, they had professional athletes, they had NHL players on their team, KHL players on their team, and our punk group of teenagers and college kids somehow, timeout. Rocky Four is about to start on AMC, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Rocky Four is on AMC right now.
Toast to it. Then I forgot, man. I got a drink over here sitting on ice, man.
Yeah, there we go. Toast.
All right. So for the last one,
okay, we have Karate Kid.
Ali versus Karate Kid.
Two fighting movies.
As much as I love Wax On, Wax Off, as much as I love Ali, I only can pick one between. So, Thriller in Manila. You can never get over Thriller in Manila, man. It's a boxing movie, man. I can't wait till they put one out about Floyd. You know, that'll be the day.
Not a fan of Floyd personally. Big boxer, but not a fan of Panda person. Okay, so now
I'm a gorilla. What'd he say? I'm a gorilla. I'm a gorilla. I'm an animal. I'm a dog. I'm a gorilla. I'm a gorilla. I'm a dog. That's what Floyd said. Something wrong with that man. All right, man. This some tough one right here, man. You got Rocky versus The Sandlot. You know, one's a good baseball movie, but then one's a legendary.
I'm not gonna mess around Rocky. I mean, I love The Sandlot and the Smalls. You know, Killing Smalls on the great lines and the dog in the next door yard that get the ball back. But it's Rocky. That's all I gotta say. It's Rocky. You know, Academy Award winning Rocky. You know. All right, and next, whoa.
Their own
you know what, sir?
I put you in a tough
This is a tough bracket right now. Yeah. League of Their Own over Creed. I mean, Creed revitalized the boxing genre movie, I believe, and revitalized the Rocky franchise. But League of Their Own was his own standalone movie about women. Woo.
What you got?
Oh God. Pressure's on. I gotta make a decision. I don't know. Let's go with League of Their Own.
Okay.
I mean, I was thinking about a Rocky bracket final, but Elite Eight, but I think League of Their Own is a more classic movie. Plus, look at the stars in that movie. Tom Hanks, Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, Gina Davis, and more than I've even listed there. So, and I mean, Creed has, you know, Michael B. Jordan, Sylvester Stallone. Who plays his girlfriend? Is that Kravitz? Zoe Kravitz?
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz?
I think so, yeah. They're good, but, you know, they're not on the level of the cast of League of Their Own yet. Mm-hmm. They will be.
I put you in another tough situation coming out of the West.
Oh God! I should have stayed in my lane, stayed in the South and Midwest.
That's why. That's why I came over. These are kind of easier to pick from than what I did. I kind of put you in a tough situation, man.
All right. Well, if anyone knows me, knows that baseball is my favorite sport, and Major League is one of my favorite baseball movies. And one of my favorite movies, period. But so is Any Given Sunday. So you know what? Table, going to the other one. Caddyshack versus White Man Can't Jump. I'm delaying the pain. I'm delaying the pain. It's like pulling a Band-Aid off. I can't do it. You just gotta go with it. But Caddyshack over White Man Can't Jump. Because it's Caddyshack, you know? You got you know, the little gopher and everything. Oh my goodness. All right. The fire is on. Pressure's on. Mounting. It's bottom of the ninth. Bases loaded. I say, Jobu, you know, help me. I say, you, Jobu. I do it myself. Major League.
Wow.
Going to the Elite Eight. All right. So recap, everybody. In the Western bracket, we have Caddyshack versus Major League. In the East, we have Rocky versus League of Their Own. And in the South, we have Rocky 2 versus Remember the Titans. And in the Midwest, we have Miracle versus Ali. Now, quick observation: we have 1, 2, 3 boxing movies in the Elite Eight, and 1, 2, 2 baseball movies, 1 hockey, and 1 golf, and 1 football. So interesting how, like I said earlier, baseball best sports movies are either boxing or baseball. So it's probably going to end up that way anyway. So, Marshawn, did you want to switch it up again, or do you want to stick with your region?
No, I'm sticking with my region.
Oh, of course you are. All right, sir. I'll go ahead and attack the South then.
Alrighty. So, man, Rocky 2, Remember the Titans. This is tough. This is a tough decision, you know. Man, this is tough. This is tough.
Now,
I'm gonna go with Rocky 2, specifically because Remember the Titans, they didn't finish the job. They didn't win the championship. We gotta win.
All right, I'm remember that when I go to my selection. So,
so you're gonna be runners up out of this out of the South Division.
All right, and then you have Miracle versus Ali.
Again, another tough one, you know. But, you know, Muhammad Ali, Kentucky is technically a Midwest state, right? If you, some people call it South, but
I mean,
it's right under Ohio, you know. So it's a Midwest state.
I've seen people from Kentucky, definitely the South.
You know, the great Muhammad Ali was from Louisville, Kentucky, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's only right that the great Muhammad Ali comes out of the region that I consider him from the most. So I'm gonna go with Ali.
All right, I like your logic behind that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the final 4 of the Sports Serve Neat. Half of the final 4 is set in the Sports Serve Neat bracket. We have Rocky 2 boxing movies head to head. Rocky 2 versus Ali. Ooh, who's going to win this fight?
That's a tough one.
See what I did there?
That's a tough one.
All right, now we're going back to the Eastern bracket. We have Rocky 1 versus A League of Their Own in the East, and we have Major League versus Caddyshack in the West. Now, when it comes to Rocky 1 versus A League of Their Own, this is not really. It's a 3 versus a 1. It's a tough choice, but losing your logic, Rocky didn't win, so we're going to League of Their Own.
Yeah.
Isn't that soccer? It's no ties.
I like that logic, man.
So Rocky did not win the title, so he will fall to A League of Their Own. And then this is definitely very heavily biased in this pick right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, take it with a grain of salt, but Major League advances to the Final 4.
Wow.
Over Caddyshack. Major League, by the way, was what seed I had them at? They were a
4 seed.
Major League was a 4 seed going to the Final 4, and Caddyshack was what?
6 seed.
So that was the lowest seeded quarterfinals we had so far. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Sports Surf Neat.
So what's the highest seed remaining?
The highest seed remaining is A League of Their Own, I believe. No, League of Their Own's a 3 seed, and so is Ali. So they're both 3 seeds. Major League was a 4 seed, and Rocky 2 was a 4 seed as well. Rocky 2 was all 4 seeds, 3 4 seeds, all in the 4.
Not a strong 3-4 season. It's crazy because, you know, I mean, relating this over to the college basketball season, you know, if how much time do we have before I start the round?
Oh, we're gonna finish. We're gonna finish it. We got time to finish it.
Okay, but you know, going over to, you know, March Madness this year, man, like how crazy would it have been, you know, when a lot of the Blue Bloods were probably going to be 3-4 seeds outside of, like, you know, Michigan State was going to be like a 3 seed, I believe, because they weren't even the top seed in the Big Ten. You know, Maryland was projected as a 2 seed. You know, it's crazy how this year the 1 seeds were Dayton and Gonzaga.
Was it San Diego or San Jose State?
Huh?
Is it San Diego State or San Jose State?
San Diego State. So it was like, man, some random.
Gonzaga's always been there. They're always there in the top seed.
Man, just looking at this bracket right here, it kind of reminds me. Yeah, like, You
We have
know,
Dayton versus San Diego State here.
He Got Game is a 5 seed, right? And He Got Game is a very strong. Like if you put He Got Game's resume up against the average basketball movie, it'll trash on it. And I say that to say this: Ohio State was, I always got to bring up Ohio State, man.
Of course.
Ohio State was projected to be a 5 seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you put Ohio State's resume up against like San Diego State's or Baylor's resume, Ohio State's resume would be 10 times better. Why? They blew out Villanova, who was a top 10 team. They blew out Kentucky. They blew out Kentucky, top 5. I think top 10 or top 5 team. Blew out North Carolina, which really nothing to talk about. Beat Maryland, top 10 team. Beat Iowa, top 15 team. So that He Got Game's resume kind of, it's if you put He Got Game up against White Man Can't Jump, He Got Game's killing that. If you put He Got Game up against Hurricane Season, He Got Game's killing that. What other basketball movies did we have in there?
Love and Basketball.
If you put He Got Game up against Love and Basketball, I'm sorry. I love the love story, but come on now, we talking about Jesus Shuttlesworth here.
That is true. Also, my thing about He Got Game was the Ray Allen's acting was not that great. But Denzel though, so Denzel carried it. So.
At the end of the day, outside of Shaq and maybe LeBron, we'll see. Hence, Space Jam 2 is coming out soon. What other? Maybe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a pretty good actor, but what other?
He's an Airplane.
Yeah, what other basketball players or athletes football? There's a lot of. I ain't gonna lie, football. They may not get paid a lot, but they come out on top as far as post career because you got dancers and this and that. You don't really hear about that from basketball players,
Yeah, because look at all the great football players who turned actor. You have like Brian Bosworth. You think this one number one on my top of my head.
I would consider T.O. an actor. Would you not consider T.O. an actor? Chad Ochocinco.
Yeah. It's like think about it. I'll have to do. Ooh, that's another topic for another show.
That's our next show. Can I create that? Can I? I was gonna say. As athletes turn actors or athletes that
greatest athlete to turn actor. They can't just be like a nobody athlete that was maybe like in the league for a cup of coffee and then went somewhere else. They have to have an established, I would say, minimum 5-year career in the pros, where they actually have an actual recognizable name as an athlete first before they become an actor. So that's
did you see Vernon Davis on ESPN? He's about to become an actor. Oh man, when you get a chance, you have to YouTube that. Vernon Davis on SportsCenter. Like this dude legit puts on a whole Days of Our Times, daytime TV act, man. He goes from just talking and then he just starts crying and then he just snaps out of it. It's just crazy.
Good thing about retiring in football, you can retire earlier in life and you retire 30, 35, you still have 10, 15 years of being an action star.
Absolutely.
Look at some of the wrestlers who are actors. They're in their 50s now. They're still action stars. So
absolutely.
But let's wrap the show up with the final four here on the Sports Surf Neat greatest sports movies of all time. Quick recap for everybody. I want to share the screen for you folks to look at the list. The final four. Out of the East, we have A League of Their Own. Out of the West, we have Major League. Out of the South, we have Rocky 2. And out of the Midwest, we have Ali. Now, did you want to stick with your side of the bracket, Marshawn, or do you want to switch to my side? Because I have to get 2 baseball movies versus two boxing movies.
I'm gonna go back to the side that I came from because I want to see how you attack this boxing side. Because I know how I would go to boxing, and I don't think you would like my pick. So I'm gonna let you make a judge pick because honestly, I might not have picked the right pick on that side. So, East versus West, A League of Their Own versus Major League. A League of Their Own was a very good movie. I don't want to call it iconic, but a very good baseball movie. But at the end of the day, you already know what I'm gonna say. You already know what I'm gonna say. It's easy, man. Let's take them to. Let's take the Indians back to the World Series. You know.
Look at you pick that because that's Cleveland, baby.
Yeah, man. Let's take them back to the World
They're
Series.
not in the state by the Jake. They're not in the state by the lake anymore. They are. You know what's funny? Yeah, they might have won. They won the pennant. They didn't win the World Series
because we got robbed.
Yeah, by the damn Yankees. And then Major League came around, and then Major League 3 came around. It's like the Twins. Just not how you progress. You go 1, they win the pennant. 2, they win the ALCS, and 3, they win the World Series. But they went to a completely different team. Like, no, this is not right. Major League 3 is an abomination of all that's good and holy in sports movies.
Man,
but I digress.
I don't understand them people, man.
What do you mean them people?
I don't understand them people, them directors, man.
All right, so we have Major League going to the finals of the best sports movie ever. Greatest of all. And now we have Rocky 2.
Hold on. I have some breaking news for you. Let's see how
breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Dun, 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 dun.
So in the world of football, as you being a Eagles fan,
yes, sir.
I felt like I had to tell you this.
Yeah, don't mind the DC hat and the DC Defender shirt. I'm an Eagles fan football.
The Redskins, or as some people call them, the Deadskins.
The football team from watching the other
have stolen a cornerback from your beloved Eagles. You want to take a guess?
Please, Jalen Mills. Please, Jalen Mills. Please, Jalen Mills.
Who?
Jalen Mills. Jalen Mills.
No.
Darby.
Yes.
Woohoo! Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, the Redskins signed Ronald Darby.
Ow! I hurt myself. Oh, that's what you get for celebrating.
Yeah, the Redskins signed Darby on a 1-year deal.
I mean, good luck for him. I mean, make your money, but he was awful. He got burnt so many times.
Yo, another thing, and then we can get back to this. We can get
They call him STD because he get burnt so much. Oh.
You want to know? Guess who my team is? And we're gonna say I don't want people to know who my team is yet until these new jerseys come out, because I'm gonna definitely rock that pride if these jerseys are the ones that feel like. But my team is supposed to be going after Jadeveon Clowney.
Clowney?
Yeah, that other guy on the other side. Yeah. The helmet hitter.
Get cap space, so they should definitely. I would love to see anybody.
$67 million in cap space. Why not?
I mean, yeah, you don't have to pay your quarterback yet. That's what you do. You fill your team up while your quarterback's still in a rookie contract.
Hey, man, let's go out and blow all these teams out next year.
Yeah. But all right.
All right, let's get back to it, though, man.
Get back to it. So now we have.
I've been itching to talk football, man. I don't know why.
Well, we could talk football next show. But we would finish up here with 2 boxing movies. Ali versus Rocky 2.
This is tough, man. How do you feel about it? This is tough. It's tough.
Well, this is how I feel about it. Ali! Umbaye! Ali! Umbaye! Ali!
Hey, it's crazy. I was going that way too. That's why I said I didn't want to make a sound. I didn't want to make.
So I'm gonna give you my logic behind Ali over Rocky 2. First of all, based on a true story, how makes it adds to the credibility of the movie. I feel that Stallone playing Rocky wasn't a stretch for his acting skills versus Will Smith playing Ali. Because if you look at Stallone talking in real life and Stallone talking as Rocky, same person.
Isn't Stallone like Italian?
Yeah, he's a paisan.
Yeah, he's a paisan.
Yeah, I mean, and plus, he still has, he's I just like the. Plus, it's a Spike Lee joint too, man. Come on now.
Yeah, we have to go with that. Now
here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Da, 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 da. In this corner, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, a misfit band of baseball players, sponsored by Joe Boo, we have the Cleveland Indians of Major League, the movie. And in this corner, we have float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, rumble, young man, rumble. We have the greatest of all time, the GOAT, if you will, Ali, who wins this slugfest. And gentlemen, go back to your corners. I want a nice clean fight. When you come out fighting, let's go. All right,
Ooh,
Marshawn, I'm gonna let you make your pick, and I'll make my pick, and then we'll discuss it.
man, man, this one is tough.
This is definitely a tough one.
Thinking about the pros and cons of each. I'm gonna go with Ali specifically because again, it was based on a true story. It was about the greatest, one of the greatest boxers of all time. And I mean, I love as much as I love Major League. Ali just on a whole nother level. And then you've already said it before, forever. You know.
And it was funny because I was saying the exact same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Ali, starring Will Smith, directed by Spike Lee, is your winner and new greatest sports movie of all time.
Absolutely.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Sports Serve Neat, broadcasting on Zoom and my YouTube channel. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this video, and share this video, because the more people the sharing is caring. You remember that for everybody, ladies and gentlemen. So Marshawn, we kind of discussed it earlier in the show, but what is our teaser for our next show?
I was thinking about I kind of changed my mind, man, last second. You know what I want our next show to be about?
What's that?
The best. Actually, we could do a 2-hour show, if you want to. Mm-hmm. We could do a 2-hour show because I mean I'll have the time, I'll go get me. As long as I got my blue cup, we all good. But we can do a 2-hour show, and we actually could split it up. The first hour, we could do the greatest sports arenas.
Ooh.
And all
that would be hard to do because I've not been to all of them. So are you talking about historical like relevance, or are you just talking about in general, like overall, like
how do you want to attack this? Do you want to go modern or do you want to go just period? Because I mean, Yankee Stadium has been upgraded how many times since probably?
Well, the old one's torn down. This is a brand new one.
That's what I'm saying. I know. So do you want to go current, modern, like graded 64 best, 64, or do you want to narrow it to,
Let's do it by sport.
Okay.
Because I think it would be easier to compare by sport versus because a lot of the baseball stadiums that probably have a little higher ring because they're older.
So do you want to do, how about this? We do, I'm trying to think, how do we go about this? Do you want to do NFL versus college, like an NFL stadiums versus college stadiums, and then we could do NBA versus MLB because it's 30. How many MLB teams is it? 30, and it's 30.
30 for 30?
30 for 30. 30 for 30. So we'll have the 60 best, and then we'll do NFL is 32, and college we'll just pick the top 30. No, NBA is 32. NFL is 30. NFL is 30?
NFL is 32.
Yeah, and I'm saying NFL is 32, and we'll pick the top 32 college football stadiums.
Word. Big House.
Horseshoe. Well, we know Capital One is not going to be on that list. I don't think I think how many people? About 5,000 people. We know that's not going to be on there, but I mean, I haven't been to many. I've been to Husky Stadium out in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to.
Here's what I do. What we do is we can rephrase it to where best sports stadiums we've been to. That way, it's a little bit better of a representation of our knowledge of the stadium versus just guessing about what's good.
Okay, so we don't have to do a bracket then. We could just do the best MLB, and then we'll do the best. We'll do the best MLB, best NBA, all four, and then we'll put 10 that we want to go to, and go that way.
Perfect. Excellent. You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. Our next show is gonna be about best stadiums we've been to and best stadiums we want to visit. So what we've accomplished and our bucket list of stadiums.
Yeah.
So remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in to let's go back to our old time slot Tuesdays from 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Go back to our old time slot Tuesdays from 3 to 4. We'll be broadcasting on my YouTube station. I'm not sure if we can dual broadcast on yours as well. You might be able to.
I'll create one. Yeah, if needed.
I mean, you already have one because you have a Gmail account. You already have
a
YouTube page. But just a quick recap before we go. Just to remember everybody, our greatest sports media of all time is Ali.
Yes, sir.
Beat Major League in the championship. And next week we will be next show, which will be Tuesday. What day is that? The 1st?
Yes.
Tuesday, March the 31st of 2020. That would be day number 20 of quarantine for me.
How are you adjusting to this? Have you been adjusting?
Okay? I mean, it's like being employed and homeless with a home. So it's. I mean, we have plenty of food. We have a freezer full of food, so
that's the thing. As long as you have that,
Yeah,
everything else will come.
This morning,
free food, free Wi-Fi.
Well, it's not free. We still have to pay for it.
Well, I mean, not free, but free food and some Wi-Fi, good Wi-Fi. You'll be able to maneuver.
Yeah, like I said, I just pulled some tilapia. I'm gonna have some tilapia for dinner tonight.
Okay.
I have to go do some deliveries tonight. My job brought us in for deliveries. So I'm doing tonight. I'm doing next Friday. And then that's pretty much it. Just trying to motivate myself to do homework when I'm too easy just to lay on your back and do nothing.
Cool.
That's what she said.
In the meantime, between time, to tease our listeners, since technically we're online schools, so we can technically now interview people online without interfering with.
That's true.
Rules. Hint, hint, hint. Wink, wink, wink. Yes. So I have a few friends. I know I'm cool with some Maryland athletes that I want to get their perspective on how, especially one who's on the baseball team. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to ruin the surprise for people. I'm definitely going to have him come on the show, man, one day, and we talk to him about how pretty much it has affected him, his career, his season, which, he's a sophomore here at Maryland, and, he really wanted this year to be like a breakout year for him. We're definitely going to talk to this guy, and, that'll hopefully take our show off, man. So that's just a little tease for what's probably going to come down the road here. Maybe this week, maybe next week, maybe the week after. I just got to reach out to him via Instagram and talk to him and see how he wants to go about this, because I really want to get him on the show ASAP, and talk to him, as well as a couple other athletes. I'm connected with a couple D1 athletes, so we're going to be having a lot of people to talk to, man, and get in the brain of how the COVID-19 that's starting affecting people, man. So
that is true. Talk about their extended eligibility if they got their received it.
Yeah.
Well, that's like seniors. Seniors would be a senior athlete would be a person to interview.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen,
it's a fun season for you guys, man. Especially so check in on us.
Check in on us here on my YouTube station. You can follow me at Charles Younger. That's CharlesNyon.
I always tell people my wrong Instagram, so I'm about to pull it up right now. Hold on.
How many Instagrams do you have?
Oh man, I had one so I could check on my ex-girlfriend. No, I'm just playing. My Instagram is Sershawn90 and my Twitter is Sershawn_90. I know that for a fact. Sershawn_90. So nah, man, just check us out, man. Ride with us, man. So
yeah,
it's gonna be a long season.
Together, even though we're not together.
Hey, well, we're only about 30 minutes apart. We about to be like 3 hours apart here soon in a couple of days. So
when you head back to Cleveland.
Yeah, man, and then we're gonna get rocking and rolling. We're really gonna be rocking and rolling. I want to try to push out a couple more shows once I head back.
Yeah, and definitely, I want to get this beyond like a regular routine. That looks like I'm not going anywhere until they say we start working again. So
until
not going to campus anymore again. So at least to this semester, but still might be. Who knows how long this is gonna last. So
absolutely.
Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Sports Serve Neat, broadcasting on YouTube. I am Charles Younger, along here with my tag team partner, Marshawn Powers. Like I said, I'm Shawn Michaels. He's Marty Jannetty. Remember
Marty Jannetty.
Yeah. No one wants to be Marty Jannetty. See, where's Marty Jannetty now?
Well, no, I don't want to be. Nah, you know who I am now. I don't want to be. I want to be weird. I want to be Triple H, man. I want to be a part of the original DX.
Yeah. Or here's an idea. This is better. All right. I'll be Animal. You be Hulk.
Yo, guess what? Hey, guess what just texted me? Grizz. Did you get his message?
No.
He said he was hiking yesterday.
Hiking?
What the fuck is he hiking for? Oh, I should never cuss. Coronavirus? What was he hiking?
Oh, yeah, he just said he was hiking yesterday.
What was he hiking for? Corona?
I mean, if you want to talk about social distancing, that's the way to do something.
Hey, that's a good way to social distance, man. So shout out to Grizz.
I don't think bears and chipmunks and squirrels have it, so you should be good to go.
That is true. Like the dogs don't have it. Bears
greatest tag team of all time. I am Animal. You're a Hawk.
Greatest tag team of all time? Ooh, I don't know.
You're the Road Warriors. So
greatest tag team of all time is the New Age Outlaws. I'm sorry. Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Better call somebody.
Road Warriors were champions in Japan, Mexico, America, WWF, WCW, NWA, AWA. Done. End of story. And they actually whooped the Heels' asses for real. So, and New Age Outlaws.
You didn't know?
They're all a catchphrase. They're all a catchphrase.
That's one of my favorite
catchphrases. That's what the era of wrestling was, catchphrases. So, like I said, we're gonna end this show here at actually let's go ahead and run until 1:30, make a nice round number. That's another show we talk about. We talk about the greatest. We go to my field of greatest wrestlers of all time, performers. We can do a 64.
Greatest wrestler of all time.
You can bring it down to either like
The Undertaker.
Keep. Oh, yeah, he's definitely good. We can keep it to like modern era because I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna bring like Gorgeous George and
who?
Original Gorgeous George was a champion back in like the 30s and 40s.
I might have to bring my uncle in on that. I might say my uncle has Zoom.
And then back talk about like modern era. So I would say 70s and later. So that would include like obviously Flair, Hogan, Steamboat, Terry Funk, Taker, guys like the Briscoes, not the current Briscoes in Ring of Honor, but the old Briscoes, Gerald and Jack. Talk about guys like that. Dory Funk Sr., Harley Race, those guys. That'd be kind of the era we talk about from that point to present. Nothing before 1975. How about you that?
Bro, I didn't start watching wrestling until Monday Night Nitro.
I didn't start wrestling until 1983. So
1980, holy shit.
Because you gotta think some of those guys wrestled from 75 till Monday Nitro. So that's what I'm saying, go from 75. Like
so you saw the original WrestleMania?
No, because that was on closed circuit and it was like that was not available for it was not pay-per-view. That was before pay-per-view actually happened. WrestleMania 1, 2, and 3 were closed circuit, and then 4 after that was like regular pay-per-view. Like you call your company and say, "Hey, I'm paying $70." But no, I didn't watch wrestling. I was not a WWF guy growing up. I was a NWA guy, Mid-South, Mid-Atlantic, Georgia Championship Wrestling, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, the Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, Magnum TA, like I said, Harley Race.
Okay.
Those guys. Junkyard Dog before he came WWF. Butch Reed, Ron Simmons, guys like that. The original Kevin Sullivan.
So how did they get them to officially come from NWA to WWE? Like, what was it? Money? Yeah.
At the time, Jim Crockett was NWA was this is like a nice teaser for everybody who's watching them. NWA was a collection of territories. So, for example, you had, and the first territory to break away from NWA was back then called Continental Wrestling Federation, which broke off and turned its name to the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. Then shortened to WWF, then shortened to WWE. That was the first one. And then the AWA, the American Wrestling Alliance, broke off. That's where you would find like guys like Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude. They all got to start there. Then you had like the Southern, you had like World Class Championship Wrestling, which is based out of Texas, and that was like we had the Von Erichs, the Freebirds. That was their territory. Then you had like Georgia Championship Wrestling, which was based out of Atlanta, which ended up being WCW. And you had their territories like you had Florida Championship Wrestling, which was Kevin Sullivan, Dusty Rhodes. Then you go to the West Coast, You had like Polynesian professional wrestling, which was a lot of the Samoans came from. You had Stampede, which was Canadian League, which was where the Hart family ran. And then you had the Southwestern States, which was like Arkansas, Missouri area, and you had I can't remember which one was in the Southwest, which is like Arizona area. I can't remember which that one. And there's like a Portland and Northwestern territory as well. So that was all the NWA. I'll forward you the map of the NWA.
Yeah, send it to me, man, so I can check it out.
As they all started trying to, and the world champion was Ric Flair, and the world champion would travel to each territory and defend the championship in each territory against their top guy. And that would one reason why he's 16 times champion, because he would go to a territory, drop it, get it back, and then go somewhere else, drop it and get it back, type of thing. So that's how the NWA worked. And then WWE now broke off because the issue was Buddy Rogers and Lou Thesz were the two champions, and Vince McMahon Sr. wanted Buddy Rogers to be champion, and the rest of the bookers wanted Lou Thesz to be champion. So they said, screw you guys, we're going over here and back to North New York, and Buddy Rogers is our first champion, and Lou Thesz was the NWA champion, and then he kind of did the whole, they went to Thesz and the Race, and then the Flair, and then Steve, and so on, to where we have now. So, and on that note, that will be a future episode when it comes to our show. We'll talk about the greatest.
It might have to be a Throwback Thursday episode, man. Take you down memory lane.
We call it Thursday Night Thunder. You like that one? I mean, trademark. I get sued for that one. I don't want that. I get cease and desist. I don't want that to happen. So, in closing, ladies and gentlemen,
what was the name of that WCW show? You had Monday Night Nitro and
Thunder.
Huh?
Nitro was on Monday. Thunder was on Thursday. They had WCW Worldwide, which is on Saturday nights at 6:05 on the Superstation.
Right? Thunder. I like Thunder more than I did Nitro. Yeah. And that's where SmackDown came from, huh?
Yeah.
Idea of SmackDown.
Think about it. One of the reasons I'm a Braves fan in baseball, because 6:05 was wrestling, 7:05 was Braves baseball on TBS. So I was like, well, I'm stuck here for another 4 hours. So, and in closing, we can go on all day about this, but this has been Sports Serve Neat. Thank you for sticking around for the last 15 minutes of rambling, and stay tuned for more shows like this. Hopefully, the technical problems will be fixed by then. It's probably something on my end because I'm broadcasting out, so it might be something on my computer. Go fund me. I need a new computer. And ladies and gentlemen, Sports Surf Neat. Like I said, once again, Charles Young, my tag team partner, Marshawn Powers. I am Animal. He's Hawk, the Road Warriors, and we will see you Tuesday at 3 p.m. Stay tuned for the next episode. Next episode of Sports Serve Neat.